dreaming. 'Cause now that I'm here, what I feel motivates me with reason. I guess I've been dreaming. 'Cause now that I'm woke, everything that I see ain't what it seeming. I guess I've been dreaming. 'Cause now that I'm here, what I feel motivates me with reason. I guess I've been dreaming.
We in there. Peace and love to all the guys and goddesses and the high vibrating species on the planet. How we living out there, good people? Come on in. Welcome back to the channel and stuff. Come on in. Come on in. Oh yeah, we set. Okay, the mates, peace and love. I see you. I see you. What's happening? What's happening? Come on in, man. You know what I'm saying? We are back. We got Antarctica's Underground Super Soldiers Labs 2, Part 2. So we back with Part 2 with the Super Soldiers. We got Night God 333. 333. You know what I'm talking about? We in there. So peace and love to you, Night God. I see you. Keep doing what you're doing, sir. Keep bringing it out. You know what I'm talking about? Eventually, you know, we will reach all the people that we need to reach to wake up. All the people that needs to be awakened. For the rest of you, I'm sorry. We working. Anyways, you know what I'm saying? So, and salute to all those out there doing the work, the good work. You know what I'm saying? The high vibratory work that's helping the frequency rise, helping the people wake up. Yeah. So we gonna get to some of this stuff, seeing that we got all the disclosures coming out, all the UAP information coming out, all the stuff coming out about all the stuff that's been in the skies to the seas and in betweens. Yeah. So we just gonna go through all this information. You know what I'm saying? That's been out for years now. We just gonna go back through it, fine comb and all that, extreme scrutiny type of deal, and we gonna see exactly what we got spilling out here. Eventually, we're going to get back around to the SCP Foundation so we can do some cross-referencing, you dig? But, Academates, I hope you have what you need, because I do. And without further ado, let's get to what it is that we do. You know what I'm talking about?
Well, I finally get into... What is up, my Night God people?
Okay,
hope y'all are well.
Peace.
I finally get into Antarctica's Super Soldier Bases, Part 2.
Let's get it.
If you remember last time, we talked about the lady who claimed that she was called down to Antarctica to help fix a security protocol problem because one of the hybrids escaped. This hybrid in particular was a reptilian-human hybrid, and it was green, had claws for hands, super speed, super strength, and much, much more. Apparently, it had broken out of a regeneration chamber. These are used after they go to battle or after they go through rigorous training to regenerate the beings. And they are...
Hey y'all, so I'm gonna put you all on game, right? There was this cartoon back in the day. Let me put y'all on some game now, cause you know what I'm saying. At least said it. I was thinking about it last time, but then it just dawned on me. The show called the Mutant League. It's a cartoon back in the day, throwback, right? I think in the maybe the early 90s, maybe early 90s, late 90s, something like that, or mid 90s. But anyways, it's a cartoon. And it's football. So, but it's a whole bunch of mutants, of course, playing football, and they do have the regeneration chamber, where they get regenerated. So yeah, that's a pretty decent reference to use when it comes to this type of deal. I mean, I'm pretty sure y'all could think of other things, but right off bat, that's the first one I thought about.
Kept in these in a stasis until they are called to combat or they are needed for any type of mission or something along those lines.
Yeah.
So these bases were super advanced. They literally had, in the briefing room, she said they had kiosks all around the room with holographic images on them. That, along with super advanced lab tech, even advanced weaponry, stuff that she had never seen anything like. When she first got there, they hadn't caught the hybrid at large yet. So she fixed the protocol or the program in the computer that was for security, and afterwards, they showed her the entire facility. She said it was absolutely massive, but mostly she was taken aback by the beings that she saw. Now, at the beginning, where the male hybrid had broken out, she saw both male and female hybrids. But when they showed her around, she said they really only showed her female hybrids for some reason. She wasn't allowed to see the male hybrids. Regardless, these hybrids were insane. Like what you see in the movies, more or less. Depending on the human and what they crossed the human with would be dependent on what traits came out of the hybrid. She said some of them used even dragonoid DNA.
Like, let's say the xenomorph, whatever the xenomorph basically attaches itself to, it takes on some of those characteristic traits, like the yancha, the predator, if you will. When the predator, it got attached to the predator. When it came out, it had the characteristics of a predator, but it was still a xenomorph, right? So that's basically what he's saying is going on with how this works. So, and then there's like I said in the last video, there's people with animal DNA, and like he's about to say with reptoid DNA, it's hybrids all over the place. There's people around here that are hybrids as well, and they don't even realize that they're actual hybrids. You know what I mean? And they just been put out into society, and they don't know that they've been placed in society with this backstory, and their memories have been programmed to this is what they feel, this is what they believe, this is what they know, because this is only what they can think, conceive. It's what's actually been programmed in their minds. You know what I mean? Just like you said, just like the movies.
To cross them with humans to create these hybrids. Dragons. Others were fully human. They were just super soldiers. Pretty much Captain America. But between the two type of beings, the powers that they had obviously depended on the cross or the hybrid, but regardless, they were all absolutely insane.
So y'all making these things to fight us? Is that what you're doing? To fight us? Really? Really?
And literally out of this world type stuff. Things you and I really can't even fathom. She said that some of them could manipulate the weather. Others could manipulate fire, earth, wind, water. And
all of the elements that's called nature. Yes. When you put it all together, yes. You got mutants out there, storm. You got airbenders, firebenders. You got all these mystical characters that can do all of these magnificent things. That's just wow. Yeah, that's us. Not everybody, but yeah.
Before we continue, y'all know the deal. This video is for entertainment purposes only. I'm not presenting it as absolute fact, as is every video on my page. So if you believe it, that's on you. And make sure y'all do me a solid.
Okay, let's go.
Hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell so you get notified every time I post. If you're in the fringe and out of this world content, make sure you do everything I just said so you don't miss out. So in these regeneration tanks, they would have different types of colored goo based on what ET was being crossed with what animal and then introduced into the human genome. And depending on which lab they were in, would be what beings were actually being created there. Each lab was lined with regeneration tanks. She, as I said, mostly only saw the females. They didn't let her see the males very often. But the various types that she saw were absolutely mind-blowing. She saw humans crossed with amphibious DNA, wolf DNA, ape DNA, even dragonoid DNA, reptilian, you name it. They were crossing people with all kinds of different species. Sometimes they would grow fur, sometimes they would grow scales. They all had some sort of type of body armor depending on what they were crossed with. The alligator-like skin was from reptilians, and the scales were also from reptilian dragonoid DNA. Some of them would even grow horns from the reptilian dragonoid DNA. One of the crosses that really surprised me was that they actually were crossing people with gargoyle type DNA. You're talking gargoyle.
A gargoyle is a type of reptilian. See, here's the thing. There's different species of one species, like the reptilian species. There's different species and of this one species, not just it's a reptilian. Okay, ultimately, overall, you could just chop it up to be a reptilian. Okay, but some people get reptilian and amphibian mixed and screwed because the amphibian also has scales. See what I'm saying? But the amphibian is more water based versus the reptoid, like a lizard, is more land based, dry land, stuff like that, right? So these are the certain characteristics of certain species. But then when you have these alien species like the grays, there's different species of gray. Like all of them aren't the same. You're not just gonna see the same big-eyed, big-head alien walking around, but they're all in the same family categories. You know what I mean? Just like, well, yeah, you get what I'm saying. You know what I mean? So this is what we when we're listening to this stuff, we have to take these processes into consideration when we're listening to it, because sometimes it sounds when they're just explaining it, it just sounds like they didn't do any thinking into it when they put it out. And not just talking about, you know what I'm saying, unite God. I'm not going there with it like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying it's like we have to throw more in there with this so people can really think. Like we need them thinking, not just hearing this and be like, oh, but if you're not putting in certain ways of processing it in this information, it's gonna come out crazy. It's gonna come out real crazy, and you're gonna think that everything is the same, and everything is not the same. Like you have good reptilians, and then you have bad reptilians. But when you hear about reptilians, you only think that they're bad. So you got Dracos, and then you have Alpha Draco. You know what I'm saying? And the alphas are the ones that's really considered bad. And they're the ones that's really more dragonoid than anything. They have wings, horns, all types of shit going on with them. And they're really big. Like, we're talking 15, 20 feet plus. Huge things, creatures. The rest of them, they're not so big. But when we just give basic general information, then you're going to generalize that everything is the same. Just like what so-called humans do. They generalize that all so-called black people are the same, but we're not. You know what I mean? Just like, and so like with the Caucasian, they try to make a separation between the different races of species or races of Caucasian, which like you would say a Spaniard, depending on which one you was talking about, because they're like, when you really get into the history and when all that falls out, you're gonna learn about. And shout out the Top Cats for highlighting the so-called black European. You know what I mean? Like, people forget about the aspect of so-called black people all over the world populated the whole entire planet before so-called Caucasian came, right? And now all the whitewashing has happened, so now people only conceptualize white folks in certain different aspects. But then these white people also consider themselves to be different. Like a Jew is different from a Caucasian. But you're both Caucasian. But because you're a Jew, that makes you absolutely, I guess, genetically different from the actual Caucasian. But when we're talking about genetics, then that's when you're going to realize what's the same and what's not. So let's talk genetics. Let's just talk genetics, and then that'll separate some stuff.
Oftentimes, these beings would even grow wings. They could literally fly. While other beings that were there could just go completely invis, literally disappear into thin air. Now, what really impressed me about the tech that they had was this. She stated that while they were in the regeneration tanks, information was being uploaded to their brains. They were being augmented. Yeah, we're talking some straight up Matrix stuff right here. They were taught the strategy of warfare, crafts of fighting, different
Bro, like a version of Shao Kahn, don't it?
Crafts in fighting, hand-to-hand combat. The one that escaped.
But y'all notice Shao Kahn in Mortal Kombat, he's a reptilian? Did nobody's noticed that? You know what I mean? Like, when you really get up on him, y'all see how the scales on him, he has a scaly body? That's a reptilian.
He was even taught weaponry combat. And we aren't necessarily talking super advanced energy weapons like you would think they would be using. I imagine they had that type of weaponry. I mean, we're talking super advanced labs here. So they had the opportunity, I'm sure, to use some of the best weaponry tech in the possibly galaxy. I'm not sure. I know it just sounded weird to say, they were way beyond what we can even think of or picture, let alone what these beings were using would be to us almost considered probably like magic. You're talking telekinesis, energy harnessing, crystal probably type weaponry. Our guy that escaped,
I'm trying to tell you, he know what he's talking about. He's just not sure. It's like I've been trying to tell y'all for the longest on this channel, man. Like certain, it's just like it's not there because you don't have the code. You know what I'm saying? And that's not talking down on anybody. Don't get it twisted. I'm not talking down on anybody. It is what it is. The problem is with all of this is the lies. That's what happened. Lies. Just lies. Period. Lies, and then over time people fed into these lies, and now to the point where when you get it, it's confusing, where you want to believe it, but it's like, man, this is crazy, because now you realize there's something bigger than you, better than you, always been bigger than you, always been better than you, and you don't see yourself ever getting on that level. And that proposes a problem to certain people, but that's not everybody's fault. You know what I'm saying? If you knew the truth from the get-go, I think you'd be well off with the information that you have and have received or receiving now, if you've actually over time gotten more truths. And that's the issue. People's been lying, and these species have been lying because they've basically took the planet captive and set all this stuff up so they could keep everybody in prison. Everybody in prison, not just so-called black folks. Everybody here that's not them, you're in prison. Like, you've been in prison, then you're programmed to go along with to go along to get along. You know what I mean? And that shit, we're done with that. It's over for all of that. So now all this truth needs to come out. But it's like you said, how are you gonna take it? You ain't gotta believe it, but that's not gonna make it not true because you don't believe it. It's not make it not true. You know what I mean? And when you start seeing stuff, then what? Then what do you say? It's going to be too late to post stuff. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, the grid's going to go down. The sun's going to take the grid out. Sun's going to be taking a lot of people out. A lot of things are going to be falling off the planet. You know what I mean? Because it's rising, and it's getting hot, baby. It's getting hot. Hot. Scorchers. And we're just getting started. We ain't even tapped into summer yet, and it's going to go down. You know what I mean? And as that sun comes in, certain people with the cold are waking up. And to remember what happened, not to learn anything new. This ain't nothing new under the sun. So everything that he's talking about, it's been here, it's been around, it's just been hidden from you, and you've been given a crock of crap. Period. We all have. So I'm here to just try to help wake people up as much as I can. I'm still learning things as I go along as well. You know what I mean? And it's when I say learning, it's learning about what the hell has been taken, or what's been hidden, or what's been put to sleep, what's been made dormant. You know what I mean? But as I go along, I'm still waking up to all of it, receiving daily downloads. I don't talk about everything though, but it's, it is what it is.
Was being augmented to use 2 swords.
I love it.
He was being taught how to fight with swords, which really surprised me. I mean, I imagine, these swords were something special, probably made out of a indestructible type
alien
steel
metal,
or
what?
material,
Garbage.
like meteorite, something like that.
Garbage.
It was, she said, super light. They were super light, and they were pretty much, more or less indestructible.
Vibranium.
I've even heard at times they'll even intertwine vril with these weapons, and it makes it so they are actually more than just a weapon that can
organic.
cut. They become something powerful, something energy-based,
Yep.
not just conventional.
We're harnessing energy, harnessing an actual connection with the wielder, whoever, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, it basically becomes organic, in a sense.
Are these beings using their powers, kind of like the sword in the stone, Excalibur? from what I've learned
Sword of Omen,
throughout
huh?
history, you can't discount anything as a myth. So, you know, what Merlin had a staff or a, you know, magic wand, if you will. Then you have Excalibur. I don't know if you've seen King Arthur,
Yep.
but Excalibur is a
He buried
weapon
in
of
the
light,
Americas.
and it was used to defeat a demon-type entity, an evil entity. And as I said, this kind of surprised me because these beings are in a super advanced world with super advanced tech, but yet they're still being augmented to fight with hand weaponry, swords. Pretty cool, I thought. Really cool, in fact. She would go on to say that there are actually 4 labs throughout Antarctica, 2 under the ice and 2 under the ocean. And each of these labs were elaborate. They had the best of the best, and they had super advanced tech. But the majority of them...
Hey, y'all, I think it's got Site 19 got to be out there, right? You think? I mean, they got 4 of them. You know what I mean? But Site 19, where y'all think that's at? I think it's out there in Antarctica. Maybe under the ocean though, cause no. It didn't sound like it was in the ocean. Maybe Antarctica.
Were lined with those regenerative tanks. Now, they were all in cryogenic stasis, and
Or maybe over there by the Devil's Triangle. Maybe the Devil's Triangle.
they were being augmented. And not only were they being augmented to fight in battle, but they were also being augmented as far as their personalities, future missions, whether they were supposed to save a planet or stop a massive event on Earth. At times, they had to be taught how to blend in with humanity. Yes, they would have to go undercover at times and completely pass for a human being in society. Like I said, y'all, this is stuff you see in Hollywood, like some Avengers type super soldiers, or another would be like X-Men, for example.
I told
think
you.
X-Men is a lot more accurate after seeing this than
Yes, sir.
I previously believed. Again, I don't want to sit here and pass this off as absolute fact because I don't know.
Damn that. I can tell you, when you start studying genetics, man, I'm trying to tell you. All right. But I get it. Cognitive to dissonance, you know what I'm saying? It's got you by the... I get it. You know what I mean? I get it. Don't worry about it, though. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? Just don't get in the way. Don't... Like, if you're familiar with the movie X-Men, don't do what them people were doing. Just don't do it. You know what I mean? Because ain't nobody trying to shit on you, man, or step on you, or, you know what I'm saying? None of that. We just won't mind our business. Like we were doing before all this stuff happened. We were minding our business. And people brought this to us. You brought war to our doorstep. What you think we gonna do? What you expect us to do? And just all this going on right now, this is called being humble and learning of a lesson. But it won't be this again.
But I gotta say, the thought of it, shoot, it's freaking awesome. So one of the labs had gray thick steel walls so that no being could escape. This lab also had clones waiting for hybridization. These specialized regeneration tanks have been used from Area 51 to Mars to even other planets where full body regeneration has to be done to the soldier before it can step foot on that planet. What this witness or lady specialized in was the security protocol program for the computers for the regeneration tanks. She stated that these beings are so smart, they're actually, as they're in cryo, learning the processes of these regeneration tanks, and somehow they're able to actually activate them or reverse engineer them to allow them to escape. So while they're in cryo, their consciousness is trying to learn how to get the hell out of there. Crazy. So why they called her in was to rewrite the program or add more security protocols to the program.
Hold on, I'll let him finish.
So there was virtually no escaping. Whether it worked or not, absolutely, I doubt it. I imagine they're always having to evolve their security protocols because these beings are super intelligent. So that about does it, y'all. That wraps up the Antarctica Super Soldier Labs. I hope you enjoyed it. And you gotta wonder, are there more labs like this in the world?
Damn straight. Hey, that's the video. So another movie just popped up that the Eternals. I think that's it. The Eternals. They were programmed, you know what I'm saying, to do a certain job and a certain thing, and they were cloned and they didn't know it. Just in case something happened to them, you know what I'm saying? They didn't know it. So, like, again, there's a lot of movie references that he's called, well, he didn't really call any movies, but he did give you a couple outside references where you know you've seen it, basically. And X-Men is one of the main ones I've been talking about. Like I said, these days they call it metahuman. But what basically is what he's bringing to you is what's been going on, because there's this thing that's about to pop off. And obviously they've been working on soldiers because they're going to need them, or they feel like they're going to need them for some things, some special events that's going to be going on. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be some stepping. I mean, we want the planet back. Come on, man. This is a war for the planet, baby. We gotta get that. We gotta get that. Because y'all tweaking out there, man. For real. Y'all tweaking. No, we can't just, no. Not what's going on, bro. Not what's going on. 460,000 children in America a year goes missing. Nah. That ain't, no. That's not. I don't give a damn what you got going on. That is never good, boy. That's not good. I don't give a fuck what you got going on out there, man. 460,000 children a year go missing. Missing. They didn't say they were found. Missing. And that's in this country alone. So when you do the numbers around the world, yes, we're in the millions with children being missing. Come on, bro. I mean, it's about to go down. It's about to go down because people just stopped caring. I don't know when it happened, but folks just stopped giving a damn about children and the well-being of these babies. And we're here to remind you of that number that hurts every time. 460,000. And you don't care until it's yours. And it shouldn't even be yours or any others. You know what I mean? And that's why a lot of this stuff is going on. And a lot of these children are being taken to these labs. And a lot of these children are these hybrids that he's talking about. That's what's going on. That's why I brought it up. Because that's what's going on. That's who they're using. Like, you got your homeless people, but they only get used for stuff. Blaze showed you that one. You know what I'm saying? Novak and all of them. They showed you that one. So you go peep that out. You see, that's where some of the homeless folks went at one point. And then you got all these little labs. These are 4 of them, and you got 460,000 children going missing a year in this country. So you can only, you know what I'm saying? But do the math, y'all. Come on now. It's not hard to realize, and it's not hard to see it. It's not hard to see it. You just don't want to believe it, and that's the problem. You don't want to believe it, but that doesn't, like I said, does not make it not true. We got to do something about this as the people. What we gonna do? What you gonna do? You gonna sit back and just, I don't believe it? Or we gonna actually pay attention to this? Pay attention. I'm just asking you to pay attention and do a little bit of research and do your due diligence, man. Get some more intel on it, because I feel the more you know about a certain thing, the more intrigued you'll be about a certain thing to try to figure it out. Otherwise, it's just everything is going over your head and you're just in the fucking way. You know what I mean? But anyways, y'all keep y'all head on that swivel out there. You know what I'm saying? I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Hope you got something out of it, some insight, certain things to look out for, certain things to look into, certain things to consider, maybe think about. That's what we do here at Clash. You know what I'm saying? We just put something on your mind. You know what I'm saying? Put a little fat on your brain and see what you do with it. And y'all keep your hand on the swivel, though. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget to keep yourself spiritually, mentally, physically, and emotionally protected at all times. Don't let the world drive you crazy. It's a cuckoo clock out there at times. But don't let them get on your nerve. You know what I'm saying? Continue to vibe high. Continue to do the right thing. Speak on some shit, man. Go do your due diligence. You know what I'm saying? Go find some truth out there. And you know what I'm saying? And stand on that. Stand on that truth. Go find some truth and stand on it. You know what I mean? It's the age of Aquarius, so it ain't nothing you gonna do about it. Ain't no hiding on the rocks no more. You know what I mean? Eventually, everybody's gonna see and everybody's gonna know. And the sun's gonna show. If anything, the sun gonna show up and show out. You feel me? So, peace.